Good afternoon, guys. Today we're going to talk about if you're starting to become a mechanic. If you want to get in the industry, you always got to start at the bottom, a lube tech, GS. If you're going to do that, you need to make sure you walk into a shop with the right tools, because you don't want to be getting on the new mechanic's nerves or the manager or service writer because you don't have the proper tools to so much as do an oil change. I know master mechanics who don't have all the tools to do the proper oil change, so this might apply to you too, but for the most part they do. So if you're getting into being a lube tech, you know, hey, I want to start trying to get in the career of mechanics. You like doing it, you want to go do it for a career, and you want to know, hey, what tools do I need to do it? I'm going to go over the basic tools that you need besides a socket set, a wrench set, a plier set. All that is the basic common sense stuff. Everyone needs a good socket set, and if you have a good socket set, you'll be able to get most of the stuff as being a lube tech. Make sure you have yourself a standard and metric, because I know people who have a standard set and will have a metric set. I don't have a metric set and a standard set. Make sure you have them both. Also, stay away from the 12-point sockets. Stick with 6-point. 12-point strip stuff out. They're nice to have here and there, but they strip bolts out, and then you're hassling everyone, hey, I stripped the drain plug out because I used a 12-point socket. Do yourself a favor. Stay away from 12 points. But get yourself a good set of sockets and wrenches. Have to have. Don't even consider walking into a shop without them. Now, on to the basics of changing oil. Anybody who even does it at their house, you have to have a set of filter pliers. If you're gonna spin a filter off, especially a spin on, you have to have filter pliers. If you don't have these, you're gonna be fighting trying to bang a screwdriver through it and spin it that way, which makes a huge mess and is just a hack. Have to have a basic set. Do it yourself at home, going to be a lube tech, going to be a GS, master mechanic, you have to have these. Now I do suggest getting the dual sized ones, so they do the smaller and the bigger. These, I'll leave a link below. These are actually the Blue Point ones, but other companies make these identical, that you can get a little bit cheaper than what I paid for these, because you know I bought them off the tool truck. Another thing that people overlook are the filter sockets. These things will save your life, especially on the Chevy Ecotechs. It has 5 different sizes. You're gonna need them. If you're gonna change oil, you're gonna need these, so you're not borrowing everyone else's, begging everyone else, or hey, I can't change the filter because I don't have a set of these. Get yourself a set of these. There'll be a link below for this and everything else I'm gonna talk about today. So these things are fairly cheap. They're worth it. They cover everything you need except for Toyotas. Now we're gonna get into the Toyota ones. These specifically are for Toyota filters. They have the side one that goes in like this. You have to spin it loose. The plastic ones, they break half the time, but they're converted to the metal ones. But these things you have to have. If you try to shove a set of filter pliers on them, you're gonna break the plastic housing, and then you're gonna be having a big world of headaches. So grab yourself a set of these for the Toyotas. If you don't have this, don't even consider applying for a lube tech job, because believe me, I've had so many techs walk into my shop and not have these, and they're begging me for them, and I'm telling them the first time a tool truck comes on, get on it and buy it all, because I don't like letting my tools out, because they get broke, they disappear, and nobody knows what happened to them. So do yourself a favor, order them before you get on Amazon with the links I'm going to give you. Order them, get them coming, so before you even walk into the shop, yep, I got everything to pull a filter off a car, which is the basics. Now the next thing, and I've had techs walk in without it, is a good air gun. Buy yourself a decent one. Don't buy one of these knockoff Craftsman or Husky. They do not have the power to knock lug nuts off, period. Buy yourself a good one. This one is the one I'm gonna leave a link to. It is a 1/2-inch Ingersoll Rand. This thing's about 10 years old. It's beat, and I put it through its paces. This thing's still working, still has the great power. This is the one I use every day. You can get on the tool truck, buy yourself a Snap-on one, which will break lug nuts off. Buy yourself a Mac one. These are also both great guns, more expensive, more like $400 or $500. I think like $300 or $400, but great, powerful guns. I use these too, but I only use these in extreme cases when I need to break something loose. This gun also, just so in case you do buy it, comes with a baffle that you put in here. Take the thing out. Don't use it. It weakens the gun, just makes it sound like crap too. This gun I highly recommend. Great gun. You can beat it, it won't do. always oil it because it does need oil. I've never rebuilt this gun, warranted it out or anything. Also, another major thing, you need a flashlight. If you don't have a flashlight, get yourself a good one. This one is the Harbor Freight one. This thing's under $30 on a coupon sale. When you're doing a lube tech, you have to do inspections, and they want good inspections. If you don't have a good inspection, they're gonna fire you, point blank. You need to inspect the belts, the brakes, CV axles, oil leaks, everything. You need yourself a good flashlight. Whether you get this one off the tool truck, whatever, get yourself a good flashlight. Don't get one of them free ones that they give away, the little bitty 3 LED ones that give away at Harbor Freight or at any tool store that's sitting on the shelf when you're about to walk out. Them things suck, you can't see nothing, you can't do a good inspection. Get yourself a bright, good one, especially a rechargeable one that doesn't take batteries, so you're buying batteries every other day. I can't count how many mechanics come and borrow my flashlights because I have tons of them. Come borrow them because they're too cheap, or they just don't think, hey, let me go buy a flashlight. Buy yourself a flashlight, don't bug your new mechanics that you're working with. Believe me, they'll say, oh, it's fine, but after 3 or 4 times, they start to get annoyed. Get a good flashlight, save yourself the hassle. Hammers. People overlook these. Get yourself a good set of hammers. These are the particular Snap-on ones, but I'll leave a link below for some other ones that are on Amazon. They're a lot cheaper, a lot affordable, but they work great. Don't walk into a mechanic shop with a carpenter's hammer and embarrass yourself. There's nothing in a mechanic shop that a carpenter hammer is going to come for. You need something with some weight behind it, something that's going to actually take something off if you hit it. You'll get wheels that are stuck onto the hubs, they won't come off no matter what you do. Put a lug nut on there, take this hammer that is pretty beefy. I want to say it's 10 ounces, no, 40 ounces, my bad. 40 ounces. Smack the tire, it pops off half the time. If you're gonna be a lube tech, you know you're gonna start doing brakes soon. You're gonna need these to pop rotors off and so on. Do yourself a favor, walk in right off rip with a good set of hammers. They're overlooked. A lot of people think, oh man, I don't have a hammer. They're overlooked. Don't walk in with your father's old ball peen hammer that he used on other things. Get yourself a nice set of hammers. On to the next thing. One of the most overlooked things that techs start out with is screwdrivers, a basic set of screwdrivers. If you get on the tool trucks, they're gonna be godly expensive. So if you're just starting out and you need to save some money, buy yourself a decent set of screwdrivers. This particular set is under $30 for this whole entire set. The great thing about this set is it actually has Torx in it. And you're gonna need Torx changing oil, yes. You got too many undercarriage plates, even air filter boxes, they will take a Torx. This kit will come with the Torx in it, so you don't have to buy a separate set of Torx and all that. Too many mechanics, again, like I said, or let's not say mechanics, GS, lube techs come walking in and don't have a nice set of screwdrivers and they're borrowing mine, borrowing the other guy, stopping everyone from the work pace to say, hey, I don't have a Torx, or I don't have a big flathead, my Phillips head's stripped. Get yourself a nice set. This set will cover all of your bases that you need. And again, it's under $30 and it will get you by for the time being until you start making good money and you can get on the tool trucks and spend money on actually good tools. Again, these aren't bad, but they're not going to be as good as a Snap-on, Mac, or Matco tool. So get yourself a good set. This set, like I said, on Amazon, I think it's under $30. I'll leave a link below once again for it. And it will cover everything, even when you get in there and it has the small, basically sunglass ones. There are times you will need these, especially to pick stuff out of air filters, air boxes, all that type of stuff, open it all. And if you're lube tech, you're gonna start doing induction services and fluid exchanges. These will come in handy, take my word. All right, now on to the next thing. This particular one is a 3/8 impact driver. You don't have to get a 3/8 impact driver. This is just a regular impact driver. Either one of these will suffice. You don't have to get DeWalt. You don't have just get something that will spin bolts off quickly. Because now all these new cars are coming with these, again, undercarriages that you have to unbolt 10, 15 bolts to drop it to even get to the filters. And if you're sitting there with a screwdriver or a ratchet going, you're wasting time, you're wasting money. We're all here to make money. The quicker you get a job done, the more money you make. These things are time savers. Again, they don't have to be the fast ones, they don't have to be the big ones. I use these at work, so that's why I have the bigger upgraded batteries and the heavy duty ones. Do yourself a major favor and get a set of these, because the last thing you want to be doing is hand ratcheting stuff around to get it off. Especially even air boxes. You put this in here and you can air box right out to check the air filters, because there's like the Chevys and so on have screws and bolts that hold the air boxes in place, and you have to screw them out. And you want to get it in and out fast. You want to make yourself look good because you're starting as a lube tech, because that's how you move up in this world. You maybe don't mess up, you get jobs done quick, fast, in and out, then you can start doing breaks and exchanges and all that type of stuff. Get yourself a nice set of these. One or the other will do. You don't have to have them both, you don't have to have them all. Even a drill will technically do, because on the screw ones you can put a drill in there, or they have the adapters that you put in here that go 3/8, 1/4 inch, that you can put the sockets on these. A drill will even do if you have a good cordless drill. You can use air. I have multiple air tools. You can use air, but let's face it, these days battery operated stuff's retiring all the air stuff anymore. So have yourself a nice set of electric tools, something to just get it done and get it out quick. Also, have yourself a good set of flip sockets. You'll have the 19, the 18, the 13, 16, and the 3/4. This will get most your wheels and tires off the vehicle. It is the flip socket. In case you don't know what it is, you do this, you got 19 here, you flip it over, you're running a 19 on this side, you flip it back over, you're running a 21 on this side. Get yourself a good set of these. These things are cheap, they're time savers, and they work great. Very hard to break. These aren't the thin walled ones, so they don't snap very easy. I'm gonna leave a link below for them. You will probably need a 17 millimeter if you're gonna work on any European vehicles, and now Dodges, because they're going to the 17 millimeter and with the studs now. So get yourself a set of these with your 1/2 inch impact gun, so you're not, oh, I need an 18 or 19, 21, all that. Later on, you can go ahead and get the 21.5 or the 19.5. They come in handy, but you're not gonna need them right off rip. And you don't have them a lot for the swollen up lug nuts. If you do hit them a lot, then you'll know, hey, I have to go get me a 19.5 or 21.5 to get the swollen lug nuts off. But right now, get yourself a good set of the flip sockets. Harbor Freight has them. They have them on Amazon. Just save yourself the time and hassle. Now we're going to go on to the most important tool that you need to walk into a shop with. This is more important than anything out there in my eyes. You got to have some common sense. If you don't have common sense, don't walk into a mechanic shop. It's nothing more annoying than someone with no common sense walking into a shop and you have to stop everything you're doing to answer a question that they should have known, or something that if you stop back and you thought for a minute, well, hold on, let me think about this, and you figure, it's just have common sense before you walk into a shop. If you're not capable of remembering to put an oil cap on, you're remembering to tighten the drain plug, have yourself an order, a rhythm to do stuff so it gets done right. Because the worst thing is you have an oil, you double gasket a filter. That's common sense. You always have to make sure you're not double gasketing your filter, because that will make a mess and make the customer and your bosses more angry than anything. Just have common sense. Have yourself a list of how you got to do stuff. Pull it in, pull the oil cap off, put it wherever you know you're not going to forget it, you know it's not going to be left off. Put it up in there, check the tires, just have yourself an order to do it at. Common sense is the main thing, most important. And yes, this is the Harbor Freight tool cart. Great cart for a beginner. If you're going to start a shop and you need a cheap tool cart, don't get on a tool truck and buy a $1,000 tool cart. Not worth it. Go save your money. Under $200, buy one of these Harbor Freight tool carts. I'm not going to get in the review of them and that, because if you want to, there's a million reviews of these Harbor Freight tool carts everywhere. Just take my word, they're great tool carts. They fit everything you need to be a lube tech. So that's pretty much it for the video today. If you like what you've seen, please subscribe below, hit the like button, watch some more. I'm gonna be doing some more reviews on some tools, and we're gonna get into my drag truck soon. Hopefully the motor will be done and we'll be building it again and showing you a couple things. Thanks, hope you enjoyed.